Palestinian conflict, where it all started. It all started with the establishment of Israel state in 1948. This conflict came from the intercommunal violence in mandatory Palestine between Israelis and Arabs from 1920 and erupted into full-scale hostilities in the 1947 to 1948 civil war. This conflict continues to the present day on various levels. Britain took management of Islam, referred to as Palestine, when the ruler of the part of the Middle East. The Ottoman Empire was defeated in World War I. A minority associated Greek and Arab majority lived on the land. Once the international world tasked Britain with providing a national home for some individuals in Palestine, tension between the two people escalated, and ever since that, both sides claiming that it was their state.
Okay, what is media? The term of media can be referred as by any means of communication that will be used to deliver the message or information or news to us, the public. According to Per Christensen in 2006, media is a term that encompasses all forms of communication such as the television, the radio, the phones, just like this. But it also can be referred as the news organization, those who reported the news, who are uncovering the news for us, the public. The media employs a wide variety of people in a various positions in order to carry out its mission. For example, journalists and reporters. These guys are the ones who are responsible to uncover the news, to reporting the news to us, the public, in various aspects. For example, political, science, sports, business, and many more. Especially the issue that the news have been covering since 1940s until now, which is the Palestinian and Israel conflict. Next one is the editor, responsible to filter the contents of the news, who are going to choose the news, who are going to edit the contents of the news to show to us later on that day. Last but not least, we are moving on to publishers. Publishers are the individual or the business itself who own or produce the digital media or print media or any kind of media in order to deliver the news to us, the public. Once again. So what are the roles of media? Media serves the public by entertaining them and also to give the information about what is happening around the world, especially regarding Palestine and Israel issues. It's not only focusing on a certain subject, it also focuses on the politics, science, business, sports, and many more. Besides that, the media also act as the watchdogs for us, the society and public officials. Some say that the media also become the fourth estate, as the first three estates refers to the branch of the government, and the media play the role as the fourth estate. Regarding about the role of the fourth estate, which is the media, it contributes to the maintenance of the democracy and also hold the government accountable for its actions, even though the government itself did not open for public security. As a result, which I can say the media will control every single news that regarding about this role, and the public needs to pay attention.
One of the roles of media during conflict, war, and peacemaking is spreading propaganda. This can be seen in one of the posts by a spokesman of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Twitter in May 2021. The post was a 28-second duration video that portrayed Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip who appeared to launch rocket attacks at Israelis from densely populated civilian areas. However, the footage that has been shared hundreds of times were not real footage. In fact, it has nothing to do with Israel-Palestinian conflict. The fact that this video shows militants firing rockets from Syria or Libya and not from Gaza, there are still people out there who believe and feel sympathy for Israel, as Israel was being attacked by Gaza. We can see from the post by the spokesman of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that the media can work as propaganda to win people's heart in order to gain support and good perception. The propaganda is spreading through the direct effects model theory, where there are some people who actually believe in the news was true because of the video that has been shared by a very well-known person such as Benjamin Netanyahu itself.
Hi, Okay, let's moving on to the next objective, which is how the media can influence the outcome of a war, conflict, and peacemaking. Okay, to elaborate, to explain this objective, we will using theories that we found in the media, that we learn in the media. Actually, there are many theories in the media, but we only choose a few to answer this objective. So let's begin. As we all know about the conflict between Israel and Palestine, which is hard to predict when it will end, but the Palestinian people's effort to secure their homeland have never stopped. Okay, the first theory that we have choose is agenda setting theory. Do you know what is agenda setting theory? Let me explain to you. According to Bhattacharya on 2018, agenda setting theory refers to the power of the media to transmit silence issue through the new agenda. Okay, the public agenda can gain a better grasp of the topics of importance. The majority of agenda setting theory is based on two key assumptions, which is the first one, the press and media do not reflect reality, rather they filter and moderate it. Second, the media focus on a few issues and themes causes the public to regard those issues are more significant than others. Okay, when this theory is applied, this makes it easier for the culprit to disseminate motives or goals by poisoning the minds of those he wishes to. Okay, why we talk about agenda setting theory in this Palestinian conflict? You know why? Because the media has greatly influenced people all over the world. Only by spreading propaganda using this theory, all issues will be spread quickly. Simply said, when the information has been received by the audience and they believe in the information, then the goal of the perpetrator has been achieved. To make it easier to interpret, let's pick some example on what happened in the conflict between Israel and Palestine. Okay, in May 2021, the whole world was shaken by news of the issues of the issues of Israel invading Palestine in the month of Ramadan this year, 2021. Do you know about that? According to BH Online, this conflict between Israel and Palestine stemmed from massive airstrikes in Gaza and riots between Arabs and Jews. These issues has become a hotly debated issues in every corner of the world, even though there are more important issues in each country at that time. For example, the issues that related to the COVID-19, but the Palestinian-Israeli issue was raised and become trending at that time. This issue we can see in the theory of agenda setting, where the issue of Palestine is the hottest issue compared to the other issues, so that is the concern of everyone. The mass media has played an important role by spreading the news to the whole world. Every current issue they update from time to time through social media such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also TikTok. In addition, this issue, the conflict between Israel and Palestine, was also widely disseminated through television, newspaper, and radio. For example, in Malaysia, the news that is focus of the public is the bulletin of TV3 and also RTM News, which is the main channel for journalists to convey information to readers. This picture shows the topic that will be reviewed by reporters on the TV3 channel on 13 May 2021 at 13:30 H local time. The content of the news was about the escalating conflict between Palestine and Israel. This has caused this issue to become the focus of Malaysians, and and the theory has proved effective when Malaysians began to believe and take action to campaign in helping Palestinians against the Israel army through the mass media. This second picture shows an English language daily newspaper YouTube channel from India. The Hindu covering news with the title Israel-Palestine Conflict, what is happening in Jerusalem. In a 6 minutes and 28-second video, it contained several news items that the public wants to know about the current situation during the conflict, such as the raid of Israel armed forces in Al-Aqsa Mosque, rocket attacks toward the Palestinians that cost a lot of life, Sheikh Jarrah incidents, and many more. This theory proved effective as the agenda, which is the conflict, has been well received by the audience, as the video currently has reached 377,565 views with mixed reactions based on the comment section, as some of the netizens backing the Palestinians and vice versa. So that's all from me. I would like to pass this video presentation to the next presenter.
I'm going to continue how the media can influence the outcome of a war, conflict and peacemaking by using the next theory, which is uses and gratification theory. According to law, the fundamental premise of the uses and gratification, or also known as UNG theory, is that individuals actively participate in media usage and interact intensely with communication media by constructing profile grouping of connected users and theoretical associated gratifications. On April 2021, the beginning of the world was shaken by the Israel attack on Palestine, and this action received severe criticism, especially from social media users in Malaysia. And it all started when social media users was started to hear that the Israel army had launched stun grenades at the Al-Aqsa Mosque when Muslims were praying inside. According to Yunus, Malaysian social media users' solidarity with Palestinians is changing international public opinion about the Israel regime and its crimes against humanity. The efforts of Malaysians to use the Twitter platform has received attention from many parties, including the Palestinians. Various tweets have been uploaded on Twitter to denounce the Zionist actions against Palestine. And moreover, the tweets that were uploaded also get attention from the Israel Defense Force (IDF) Twitter account, and countries that support Israel, such as India, began to criticize the Twitter's account of Malaysia. However, the action of this country did not have any effect on even Malaysians opposed them again by using the hashtag and got response from the neighboring country, such as Indonesia. A coalition of non-governmental organization (NGOs), which is My Aqsa Defenders, initiated the hashtag Shame on Israel and hashtag Israel campaign on social media platform, which gained huge support from Malaysian citizens. Among the most popular hashtags mentioned or retweeted by Malaysians were hashtag Free Palestine, hashtag Save Palestine, hashtag Gaza under attack, and the others. According to the chairman of the Palestinian Cultural Organization Malaysia, PCOM, which is Muslim Imran, Malaysia's virtual fight against the Zionist authority, utilizing hashtags such as hashtag Israel Koyak, has proven to be influential and effective. Through this, we can see how this theory has been used and successfully influenced the outcome of a war, conflict and peacemaking. This picture shows each one is tweets from Twitter's users in Malaysia, which is at the Roses Loves and at Zadikwan, who use the social site Twitter to spread the word about Palestine and Israel. This tweet has got the attention from many, including Twitter users from overseas, and got retweet in excess of 14,000. Next, this picture shows a video tweet from Elias Pizza 996, which is a Twitter user from abroad, showing a thread of several countries showing their solidarity with Palestine, such as New York, Turkey, and many other countries. It can be proven after examining the motives for the use of social media, namely Twitter. We can see that it is useful in influencing and attracting public attention about the Israel regime, atrocities against Palestine, and open the eyes of all social media users about this issue. In addition to the issues found on Twitter, we also often get attention and spread to other social sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and the others. It is undeniable that the uses and gratification theory is used in spreading the message of Palestine and Israel use issues after seeing the huge influence brought by Twitter, causing many parties to choose to tweet on Twitter about this issue, so as to attract public attention.
Palestinian conflict, having persisted over several decades, has created a long committed actors outside of the region. With such strife and disagreement comes tension from the outside world as to what precisely is actually occurring between the two countries. In conflict, the civilian and military authorities might easily find insufferable the notion of a free press dispatching independent journalists to seek information that they would wish to suppress. War journalists with a goal to verify the facts at the source originally arose in the mid-19th century and immediately captured the public eye. The truth is, the events in Israel Palestine have migrated beyond the boundaries into the thoughts and emotion of millions throughout the world. This is where media play a huge important role, where it is involvement produced out of humanity, regard of the life of those impacted, public influence from a fellow country government, financial suspense from industry and markets impacted by the war, or even religious fundamentalism generated by the measure of the conflict. This issue has world societies observing.
The purpose of the media during the war was to manipulating image. Manipulating image implies urging the media to explore fakery and think about what may be revealed or not. All the goal just to prevent the appearance of any bad image. Authoritarian governments were the first one to realize the advantage afforded by moving image in terms of spreading values and training the populace. There are various techniques to alter the picture or a piece of film footage. Visuals that have the ultimate benefit of the spectator feelings that seeing is believing. You may employ the image aestheticizing features to motivate the audience to dress up reality. As in Palestine, Israel used media assistance from its ally, which is United States of America, which we know is a major in media technology. They have falsified information by spreading the news that it was Palestine who attacked them and they were just defending themselves. As we can see in the picture below, the Israel media has spread picture informing media users that they have been attacked with the missile from Gaza and claiming that their city has been attacked. The fact is, that is one of their strategy involved, which is to falsify information from the outside world. Thank you.
So, due to the conflict against between Israel and Palestine, media being an important role to share the news to the world. Lucky 2021 made a research that TikTok has become a forum for airing tensions. Once regarded ordinarily for viral dance trends, the video app has additionally turned out to be a key platform for sharing news. The Chinese-owned web page has basically more youthful audience with an expected 700 million energetic month-to-month customer worldwide. Footage of rocket fire over Israel, destruction in Gaza and Palestine, protests have all along passed a viral at the site. It has delivered warfare to people's phone screens across the world. Then misinformation has flourished on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook and other social media about the violence between Israel and Palestine. We could see that Israel was using social media to show people they are not to be blamed. They try to use agenda setting to the audience so that people do not blame them in this conflict. As the Palestinian-Israel conflict has escalated, posts containing misleading or false claims have been widely shared online. In BBC News so that the world that the video and pictures from the Palestinian are all fake. We can see when people look at news from BBC, many will believe the news are the real story.
That the media plays a very important role in any situation, including during war. This is because people nowadays use media to communicate with others, to read news, to share news and others. Media usage is important nowadays, therefore it is used, if it used by a wrong hand, the media, the news or the information can be spread with the fakery in it. So you can see how Israel used the media as their agenda setting to share the fake news to the world that and claiming that they are the victim in this conflict. The agenda setting theory used by Israel when they say they are victims is likely to work and will deceive the whole world if this use of social media does not exist. There is no doubt that the theory of use and gratification also plays an important role in determining which media has the most influence in covering the latest issues. The latest issues about Palestine. Identifying the media that should be used is very important to ensure all the individuals can find out about the latest issues such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and others. Social media, which is used by all age, can be used anywhere. It can be proven that the use of media as a strategy in this conflict is actually making a big impact. This is a complex subject with no easy answer. However, much can be done by simple act of coordination and by building effective partnership between peace speaker, UN agencies, NGOs and the media, such as the partnership of media and conflict prevention in West Africa. So many lessons that have been learned over the past 15 years. So it's our task now to apply those lessons to avoid mistakes of the past.